welcome to a chic bar, a fairy tale castle, and to In Bed with Luxury, the unique travel channel.
So actually for today we created something because for the castle we have really two main themes. One of them are bees and honey, and the other one is pears. And we created a bee's knees with the additional of a pear puree and a beautiful gin as well.
Actually, as it was in the media as well, that's why we can name Justin Bieber, as he had a concert in Budapest last year, and actually that was like the final concert of his tour. So he stayed and threw a party in the castle for his team.
No, this is not a James Bond movie, and it isn't a fairy tale either, though we are reminded of one of the most successful Netflix series worldwide on the Austrian Empress Sisi. This time we are getting really very close to Sisi. Welcome to In Bed with Luxury, the unique travel channel that leads you to awesome hotels, trains and cruise ships all over the world. This is Charles Paddington, and in this episode we have a closer look at a 19th century castle restored to its neoclassical and neo-baroque splendor and transformed into a contemporary luxury boutique hotel. We are in Hungary, close to its marvelous capital Budapest, and it's a 40-minute drive from the airport to this magic place called Tura Castle. This time we are visiting Hungary, precisely a small town called Tura near the Hungarian capital Budapest. Hungary was once part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, a European power with 56 million inhabitants and a famous empress, Sisi, known by the older generation by the Sisi movies starring Romy Schneider and by younger audiences by the famous Netflix series from 2022, which was streamed for nearly 135 million hours in around 24 million homes worldwide just in the first 3 weeks. Imagine. The real Empress Sisi tried like Prince Harry, to escape from the duties of a royal family, and one of her favorite hideaways was Gödölö Castle near Budapest, where she spent several months every year. That's why the Hungarian aristocracy wanted to have their own little hut near the Empress. One of them was the immensely rich Baron Sigmund Schossberger, who had Tura Castle built. But back to Sisi. Empress Sisi, who was born as Elisabeth Amalie Eugenie von Wittelsbach, was just 15 when the 23-year-old Austrian emperor proposed marriage to her and a life in luxury at Schönbrunn Castle in Vienna. But reality was different. Just 2 weeks after the spectacular wedding in Vienna, Sisi wrote in a poem, "I have woken up in a dungeon and shackles are on my hand." Her life had changed radically indeed. In her previous life, she had had no obligations. Now she was subject to a strict program, a very strict protocol. At the Habsburg court, the meals that Elizabeth ate, everything was set, even what she had to wear and when, who she had to talk to, which visits she had to make. Everything was planned down to the smallest detail. Her main duty was to produce children. At the age of 21, she was already the mother of 3, which were more or less taken away from her as her mother-in-law considered Sisi to be too immature. Her husband, Emperor Franz loved her all his life, but he was very busy as an emperor, and he was a very disciplined emperor who ruled for 68 years. So in later years, Sisi stayed away from the Viennese court as long and as often as possible, and her favorite escape was this castle, Gödölö, a castle with 136 rooms that had once belonged to the richest man in Hungary. She had a huge staff, horses, and a privacy unthinkable in Vienna. Gödölö, by the way, has become a huge tourist attraction in Hungary, with around 200,000 visitors a year. And a lucky few can stay in a real castle just half an hour away, Tura Castle. So follow us to a magic place the Baron Sigmund Schossberger, at the time one of the richest men in Hungary, had built, you won't believe it, as an engagement gift for his future wife. So, let's go and see.
Welcome everyone. My name is Susanna Sharmon, Regional Director of Sales for the Botaniq Collection, which is a Hungarian hotel group actually. We have private Hungarian owners, and we manage 4 hotels, all owned by us. And the Botaniq Collection is like a group of individual, private and boutique style of hotels as well. Our flagship property, our crown jewel actually, is the Botaniq Castle of Tura, where we are sitting right now as well, in the Clarice restaurant. The Botaniq Castle has a very beautiful history. It was built by Baron Schossberger at 1874, actually at the sign of his love for his fiancée, as he built the castle for her as an engagement gift. And it took 4 years to build the castle. We are in the middle of a 10-acre park. Actually, that time the park was much bigger. They had a botanical garden around the castle. Therefore is our name, Botaniq Castle, as well. And the castle has, as I mentioned, a long history. So the family used it first as a hunting lodge, as there is great hunting area in the neighborhood, and they lived here as well. Actually, their granddaughter Clarice lived here. We are sitting now actually in her room, and that was her salon actually. And nowadays we use this as the Clarice restaurant. So the family had to flee the country in the Second World War after the castle has been used for several purposes by armies. Then it's been a school even. And the fun fact actually is that our butler, Uncle Laci, was going to school here. Many, but maybe obviously I would say one of it is the Schossberger suite, the presidential suite, but my entirely favorite suite is the executive suite, which I think it's great for engagements. I would love to have or had my engagements there. It has a private terrace just for two with an amazing dining table, so you can have like a candlelit dinner in your private terrace and enjoy the view to the entire park and to the tower as well. So I think that, and the colors in that suite are really like feminine as well, and very cozy. So that's my favorite. We have 19 rooms altogether, an amazing spa with treatment rooms, many salons, so it's a really private place. We have surveillance, we have gates around the castle, security, so that means that it can be used by really high-end guests. In the 90s, the castle was in a very bad shape, our owners bought it in 2016 to renovate the entire castle as a hotel. So it took 4 years, exactly 4 years as well, to renovate the entire castle and the surrounding park. And we opened as a hotel in 2020. We start like 350, 400 euros as a starting rate for the superior room category, and it can go up to like 6,000 euros as well for the suites. And what to do in the castle, actually, as I mentioned, we have a great spa with treatments. We use May products, which are an Italian brand. We do have an entire fitness center, a fitness house in the park, but you can start your day with jogging as well. We have 2 tennis courts, even a petanque place too, lake in the garden. And I didn't mention that in the spa we have inside pool and outside pool as well. So in the summertime it's amazing as well, just sit by the pool and enjoy your time over there. And about the area, so the castle is 45 minutes away from Budapest on highway, so it's like an easy drive. And we have many guests some of them are staying for a few days in our Budapest city center property, and then come to the castle for a long weekend, for a retreat as well, to enjoy the tranquility. as we have two restaurants as well. One of them is the Clarice, where we are sitting now. It's a fine dining restaurant and a Michelin recommended restaurant. And we have the Palm House, which is a more easy style restaurant. There we serve the breakfast as well, and throughout the day the guests can dine there and come to the elegant Clarice restaurant. It's open for everyone. We really welcome guests just for a meal, or even in the summertime. You can come for a picnic in the garden as well, so prepare a picnic basket, we give you a blanket, and then you can sit outside as well in the garden. We are sitting at the Clarice restaurant. Clarice was the granddaughter of Baron Schossberger. And as I mentioned earlier, this was actually the suite of Clarice, this room here, and she was as well an artist. And she had several paintings. She was like she really liked to sit outside at the garden and paint. And we have a very special piece here in the Clarice restaurant, just next to me. This painting was actually painted by Clarice herself, and actually on this painting you see her and her child as well, like playing here at the botanical garden of the castle. And we even had a visit from them, I think last year. So actually the family members, they live abroad now, but they visited Hungary, and we hosted them at the hotel for a meal, and they've been walking through the entire castle. So they shared stories about the family with us, and they've been really happy that we preserved the castle and that it has it lives such a great life.
We saw a traditional Hungarian R&D hand-painted porcelain. We will serve our afternoon tea with some sweet and salted bites. So you will see some Hungarian cheese roll with aged goat cheese and margaritza ham, which is a traditional Hungarian kind of pig. And a second salted bite is a croissant filled with goose liver with some rosehip jam. And those two sides you will see the sweet bites. There is a traditional Hungarian babos cake, which is a vanilla sponge cake layered with chocolate cream and some caramel on the top. And there was the Hungarian honey cake with some semolina cream. And the last two bites, it's traditional Hungarian zserbó, which is filled with walnut and apricot jam. The last bite, it's hot Hungarian, that's the French sweet, filled with the ginger cream. We will serve Kushmi English breakfast tea to you with some non-vintage Moët Chandon and Imperial champagne.
Thanks for watching this movie. I do hope you will follow us on many other extraordinary in bed with luxury journeys to amazing hotels, cruises and trains all around the world. Do not miss our next episode. Simply click on the subscribe button and recommend us. See you soon, and don't forget, enjoy life. Yours, Charles Pennington.